eyes can see in the shades of Bodhidharma.
Blessed as rice and lotus far up high, blessed as gentle rain first falls from sky. No sorrow, no fear, no blinds, no tears in the magic of the light.
Just as a gift to everyone,
a simple love and simple heart.
Where darkness fails, where light prevails,
where troubles wane from light of Dharma.
The light of love that has blessed this world, the love that shares the breath of peace, the path of wisdom, the path of nirvana. Awake and rejoice for always. Just as a gift to everyone,
a simple love and simple heart.
where darkness fails, where light prevails,
where troubles wane from light of Dharma.
the light of love that has blessed this world, the love that shares the breath of peace, the path of wisdom, the path of nirvana. Awake and rejoice for always. The light of love that has blessed this world, the love that shares the breath of peace, the path of wisdom, the path of nirvana. Awake and rejoice for always. Awake and rejoice for Blessed is with the day of light that be. Blessed as peace has come to grace his soul, and truth be told, bright as eyes can see in the shade.
Good afternoon, venerable members of Mahasangha, excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Embassy and Permanent Mission of Sri Lanka and the Embassy and Permanent Mission of Nepal in Thailand, it is my great honor and privilege to warmly welcome you all to the International Day of Vesak celebrations 2026, held here at the sacred and historic Wat PhraChetuphon Wimonmangkalaram, widely known as Wat Po in Bangkok. Today, we gather in a spirit of peace, compassion, mindfulness, and friendship to commemorate the birth, enlightenment, and Mahaparinirvana of Gautama Buddha, the threefold sacred events observed by millions of Buddhists around the world. We are deeply honored by your presence and participation this afternoon. To commence today's program, may I now respectfully invite Her Excellency Wijayanthi Edirisinghe, Ambassador and Permanent Representative of Sri Lanka to Thailand, to deliver the welcome remarks.
His Eminence Somdet Phramahathirachan, Abbot of Wat PhraChetuphon Wimonmangkalaram, most venerable members of Mahasangha, His Excellency Dahan Bahadur Ali, Ambassador of Nepal, Ms. Amida Salsia Alice-Japana, Executive Secretary of United Nations Economic and Social Commissions for Asia and the Pacific, Excellencies, representative of United Nations and the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, respective devotees, ladies and gentlemen, I bow once, Savadika and good afternoon. It is a great honor and privilege to welcome you this evening to celebrations of the International Day of Vesak 2026, organized by the Embassy and Permanent Missions of Sri Lanka together with the Embassy and Permanent Missions of Nepal in Bangkok. We are deeply grateful to the Chief Incumbent and Theros of Wat PhraChetuphon Wimonmangkalaram, affectionately known as Wat Po, for graciously hosting this important observance in these spiritually significant settings. More than 2.5 millennia after Lord Buddha's teaching first illuminated the world, this message continues to guide humanity with enduring relevance. The timeless virtue of metta, loving kindness, karuna, compassion, mudita, empathetic joy, and upeka, equanimity, offered profound guidance in addressing the many challenges confronting our global community today. In a world that increasingly calls for dialogue, mutual respect, and solidarity, Vesak reminds us of the importance of nurturing humanity within ourselves and among relations. Respected devotees, ladies and gentlemen, this year's observance carries special significance as we gather not only as representations of nations and institutions, but also as members of the shared human community reflecting value and transcend borders, cultures, and belief. Sri Lanka remains deeply honored by the historic contributions towards the international recognition of Vesak at the United Nations. We remember with pride and visionary leadership and tireless effort of late Honorable Lakshman Kadirgamam, former Minister of Foreign Affairs of Sri Lanka, whose diplomatic initiative led to the adoption of United Nations General Assembly Resolution 54/115 in 1999, officially recognizing Vesak as an international observed day at the United Nations. Today's program reflects the spiritual of the resolutions, bringing together spiritual reflections, cultural compassions, and multilateral friendship. Through Dhamma discussions, meditations, devotional songs, and fellowships, we hope this evening will offer a moment of serenity and meaningful connections for all participants. I also want to convey my sincere appreciations to Venerable Pallewala Dhammakirti Thero of Mahachulalanka Rajavidyalaya University for conducting Buddhist Vandana and Buddha Puja, to conduct Dhamma sermon by Most Venerable Phra Anil Sakya, Assistant Abbot at Wat Bhavaruniwas Vihara in Bangkok, and to conduct meditation sessions by Most Venerable Phra Ajahn Kevali, Abbot of Wat PhraChetuphon, the International Forest Monastery, and all other members of Mahasangha who grace these blissful occasions. I also wish to acknowledge with appreciations to participants and support extended by Embassy of Nepal and other Buddhist countries, Excellency Ambassadors, our fellow diplomatic missions, representative of United Nations UNSCAP, members of Sri Lankans and Nepalese community, and our Thai friends from many other countries who have joined us this evening through spirit of unity and harmony. May this Vesak celebration inspire us all to cultivate compassion over conflict, understand over divisions, and peace within ourselves and our societies. I thank you all once again for your presence and wish you a peaceful and blissful Vesak celebration. I thank you. Kapunka Stuti.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for those inspiring remarks. May I now invite His Excellency Mr. Dan Bahadur Oli, Ambassador and Permanent Representative of Nepal to Thailand and co-host of this celebration, to address the gathering.
Most Venerable Abbot, Most Venerable Bhantes, spiritual leaders, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar, Ayubowan, Swadikab, and good afternoon. It's my great pleasure and honor to welcome you all to this Vesak celebration, jointly by the Embassy of Nepal and Embassy of Sri Lanka in Bangkok. Today we gather to commemorate the sacred Vesak day, marking the birth, enlightenment, and Mahaparinirvana of Gautama Buddha, a timeless teacher whose message of peace, compassion, wisdom, and non-violence continues to inspire humanity across the world. For Nepal, this day holds a particular profound significance, as the Buddha was born in the sacred land of Lumbini, Nepal, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and a universal symbol of peace and spiritual awakening. For Sri Lanka, Buddhism has been a guiding force of civilization, culture, and national identity for centuries. The close spiritual and cultural ties between Nepal and Sri Lanka, rooted in the shared heritage of Buddhism, continue to strengthen the enduring friendship between our two countries. We are especially honored to celebrate this occasion in the Kingdom of Thailand, a country where Buddhism occupies a central place in the life, culture, and value of society. Thailand has long served as an important center of Buddhism learning, practice, and preservation, and the devotion of Thai people to the teaching of the Buddha is deeply admired around the world. The magnificent temples, monasteries, monastic traditions, and enduring spirit of compassion and generosity found across Thailand reflect the living legacy of Buddhism in everyday life. Thailand's important role in promoting Buddhist heritage and interfaith harmony has also contributed significantly to strengthening regional and global understanding of Buddha's teaching. The international recognition of Vesak by the United Nations through General Assembly resolution in 1999 reflects the universal relevance of Buddha's teachings. His message of tolerance, harmony, compassion, moderation, and service to humanity resonates deeply with the ideals of peace and coexistence that our world needs today more than ever. At a time when humanity faces conflicts, divisions, environmental challenges, and growing uncertainty, the teaching of the Buddha reminds us of the importance of inner peace, mutual respect, and collective responsibility. Vesak is therefore not only a religious observance, but also an opportunity to renew our shared commitment to peace, dialogue, understanding, and human solidarity. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the Embassy of Sri Lanka for close cooperation in organizing this meaningful celebration. I also extend my gratitude to distinguished members of diplomatic community, representatives of Thai government, members of Buddhist community, scholars, friends of Nepal and Sri Lanka for joining us this evening. As we celebrate this auspicious occasion, may the light of Buddha's wisdom continue to guide us toward a more peaceful, compassionate, and harmonious world. I wish all a blessed and peaceful Vesak. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We are deeply privileged to host this celebration at one of Thailand's most revered temples. May I now respectfully invite His Eminence Somdet Phramahathirachan Thero, Abbot of Wat PhraChetuphon, Wimonmangkalaram, to share his blessings and remarks.
ในนามคณะสงฆ์วัดพระเชตุพนวิมลมังคลาราม ขออนุโมทนาสาธุการต่อสถานเอกอัครทูตศรีลังกาประจำกรุงเทพมหานครและสถานเอกอัครทูตเนปาลที่มีกุศลเจตนาจัดกิจกรรมวิสาขบูชาสากลณวัดพระเชตุพนวิมลมังคลารามราชวรมหาวิหารเขตพระนครกรุงเทพมหานครตามที่ประชุมสมัชชาสหประชาชาติสมัยสามัญเมื่อเดือนธันวาคมพุทธศักราช 2542 มีมติรับรองให้วันวิสาขบูชาเป็นวันสำคัญสากลของโลกนับว่าเป็นการประกาศยกย่องพระพุทธศาสนาโดยเฉพาะพระพุทธปัญญาที่คุณให้ปรากฏแผ่ไพศาล ณโอกาสนี้จึงขอปรารภสารัตถธรรมเพื่อเป็นธรรมบรรณาการแก่ทุกท่านโดยสังเขปว่าโครงการสร้างทางสังคมและประชากรภูมิรัฐศาสตร์ภูมิเศรษฐศาสตร์เทคโนโลยีข้อมูลข่าวสารและรูปแบบความสัมพันธ์ของมนุษย์ที่ผันแปรอย่างรวดเร็วก่อให้เกิดความท้าทายถึงขั้นกระทบกระเทือนสวัสดิภาพของหมู่ชนทุกระดับนับแต่ชั้นครอบครัวชุมชนรัฐและอาจจะสั่นคลอนไปถึงความสัมพันธ์ระหว่างประเทศภาวะการของโลกเช่นนี้ได้ส่งผลโดยตรงต่อศรัทธาประสาทะที่หมู่ชนมีต่อพระบวรพระพุทธศาสนาซึ่งผู้คนจำนวนมากตั้งคำถามต่อการมีอยู่ของสถาบันศาสนาด้วยเหตุนี้สมาชิกแห่งพุทธบริษัทจึงพึงตระหนักในหน้าที่ที่จะต้องขวนขวายศึกษาปฏิบัติและเผยแผ่พระธรรมวินัยอันสมเด็จพระสัมมาสัมพุทธเจ้าได้ตรัสไว้ดีแล้วด้วยความวิริยะอุตสาหะและศรัทธาประสาทะอย่างมั่นคงพุทธบริษัทจำเป็นต้องช่วยประคับประคองปกป้องรักษาทำนุบำรุงพระบวรพระพุทธศาสนาให้สถาพรด้วยสามัคคีธรรมเป็นที่ตั้งพึงเจริญศาสนสัมพันธ์เกื้อกูลบูรณาการอย่าได้เกิดการกีดกันแบ่งแยกถือเราถือเขาแม้ในหมู่พุทธศาสนิกชนด้วยกันขอได้แผ่เมตตาธรรมต่อกันและกันด้วยสัจจะความจริงใจโดยละวางอัตตาตัวตนแห่งความเป็นคณะนิกายที่อาจมีวัดปฏิบัติแตกต่างกันบ้างเพื่อรักษาจุดมุ่งหมายความร่วมกันที่จะประสานรอยร้าวในสังคมพุทธบริษัทให้สมานสนิทด้วยศาสนธรรมอันประเสริฐในพระพุทธศาสนากระทั่งมหาชนทุกหมู่เหล่าได้รู้สึกร่วมกันว่าสถาบันพระพุทธศาสนาเป็นรัตนะอันล้ำค่าส่งคุณูปการมหาศาลแก่ชาวโลกจักได้มีน้ำใจพร้อมเพรียงกันในอันที่จะปลูกฝังสร้างสรรค์ค่านิยมแห่งศีลธรรมจรรยาทางพระพุทธศาสนาให้งอกงามในสังคมทุกระดับได้อย่างแท้จริงขอพุทธบริษัทจงร่วมน้ำจิตน้ำใจเป็นสมานฉันท์ช่วยกันศึกษาและปฏิบัติธรรมนี้ให้เกิดความร่มเย็นด้วยสันติสุขดำเนินชีวิตด้วยความไม่ประมาทขอให้การจัดกิจกรรมวิสาขบูชาสากลบรรลุวัตถุประสงค์ตามที่ปรารถนาทุกประการและขออำนวยพรให้พุทธบริษัทและสาธุชนทั้งหลายเจริญในพระธรรมโดยทั่วกันตลอดกาลนานเทอญ
Thank you, Venerable Thero, for your kind words of wisdom and blessings. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we shall now proceed with the offering of flowers and incense, Buddha Vandana and Buddha Puja ceremony led by the Most Venerable Pahalewala Dhammakirti Thero, who is from Sri Lanka and currently pursuing higher studies at Mahachulalankon Raja Vidyalaya University. May I kindly invite everyone to participate respectfully in this sacred observance. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed with Buddha Puja and Buddha Vandana, which is conducted by Venerable Pahalevela Dhammakirti Thero, who is who is from Sri Lanka and currently pursuing higher studies at Mahachulalongkorn Raja Vidyalaya University. May I kindly invite everyone to participate respectfully in this sacred observance.
සියලු දෙනා නමස්කාරය කියන්න පන්සිල් සමාදන් වීම සඳහා බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Pānātipātā vēramani sikkāpadang samadhiyāmi Adinādānā vēramani sikkāpadang samadhiyāmi Kāmesu miccācārā vēramani sikkāpadang samadhiyāmi Musāvādā vēramani sikkāpadang samadhiyāmi Surāmeraya majjapamā daṭṭānā vēramani sikkāpadang samadhiyāmi සාදු කියන්න අපි සෑම දෙනාම මේ ආකාරයට මේ බුද්ධ වන්දනාව සිද්ධ කරමු වීර විකුම්මහා තේජ ගුණෙන් දාස පාරමිතා බලපෑ මාර බලය බිඳ බෝධි මුලෙහිද සීහනාද පැතිරු දේහ විරාජිත සෑසිතිලෝ ගුරු ලෝක සතුන් සැනසූ මම නම දිම්මුනි පාදපියුම් යුග සාදු කියා බැතිනි ලෝක සතුන් වෙත බේද සිතින් නොව සෑම දෙනට එකසේ දේශනයෙන් සිය මధుර මනෝහර කෝකිල නද පැරයූ පුදු සතුන් සිත සේදු කෙලෙස් මාල සාර නිවන් රසිනී මම නම දිම්මුනි පාදපියුම් යුග සාදු කියා බැතිනි සියලුම දෙනා එකවර මේ බුද්ධ වන්දනාව සිද්ධ කරමු දෑත නාලලේ බැඳ වැඳුම් ලබන්නේ සෑම දෙනාහට පින්කෙත වන්නේ නේක මහා ගුණයෙන් බබලන්නේ සාදු සාදු බුදු හිමි නාම දින්නේ දෑත නාලලේ බැඳ වැඳුම් ලබන්නේ සෑම දෙනාහට පින්කෙත වන්නේ නේක දහම් සීසීලෙන් බබලන්නේ සාදු සාදු සඳහම් නමදින්නේ දෑත නාලලේ බැඳ වැඳුම් ලබන්නේ සෑම දෙනාහට පින්කෙත වන්නේ බුදු චීවරයෙන් ලොව සනසන්නේ සාදු සාදු මහා සංඝ නමදින්නේ ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විච්ඡාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්ම සාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති බුද්ධං ජීවිතං යාව නිබ්බානං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ස්වාක්ඛාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සන්ත අකාලිකෝ එහි පස්සිකෝ ඕපනයිකෝ පච්චත්තං වේදිතබ්බෝ විඤ්ඤෝහිති ධම්මං ජීවිතං යාව නිබ්බානං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි සුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අට්ඨ පුරිස පුග්ගලා ඒස භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේයෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජනේ කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක්ඛෙත්තං ලෝකස්සාති සංඝං ජීවිතං යාව නිබ්බානං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි මාගේ ස්වාමී වූ ලෞතුරා බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ සියලු කෙලෙසුන් කෙරෙන් දුරුසේක රහසින්වත් පව් නොකලසේක ඒ මාගේ ස්වාමී වූ ලෞතුරා බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේට අප විසින් සකස් කරන ලද මේ පහන් පූජා කරමි පූජා වේවා මේ සුවඳ දුම් පූජා කරමි පූජා වේවා මේ සිසිල් පැන් පූජා කරමි පූජා වේවා මේ ගිලම්පස බේසජ්ජ පූජා කරමි පූජා වේවා මේ මනරම්මල් පූජා කරමි පූජා වේවා පූජා වේවා පූජා වේවා ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ හෝතු යාව නිබ්බානපත්තියා ඉදම්මේ පුඤ්ඤ කම්මං ආසවක්ඛයා වහන් හෝතු සබ්බ දුක්ඛා පමුඤ්චතු දුකින් පෙළෙන සාත දුකින් මිදෙත්වා බියෙන් පෙළෙන සාත බියෙන් මිදෙත්වා සොවින් තැවෙන සාත සොම්නස් වෙත්වා නිතින් මෙහැම සාත සුවපත් වෙත්වා සියලු සතුන් ලොව සුවපත් වෙත්වා සුවපත් වෙත්වා සුවපත් වෙත්වා සෑම දිනාටම මං ආශිර්වාද ගාතාවක් කියලා ආශිර්වාද කරන්නම්. සබ්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සබ්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ භවත්වන්තරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව අභිවාදන සීලිස්ස නිච්ඡං බුද්ධාපචායිනෝ චත්තාරෝ ධම්මා වඩ්ඩන්ති ආයුවන්නෝ සුඛං බලං ආයුරාරෝග්‍ය සම්පatti සග්ග සම්පatti මේවච අතෝ නිබ්බාන සම්පatti ඉමිනාතේ සමිජ්ජතු
Thank you, Venerable Thero. We will now listen to a Dhamma sermon by Most Venerable Phra Anil Sakya Thero, Assistant Abbot of Wat Bovaranivas Vihara in Bangkok. Today's sermon will reflect on the relevance of Buddhist teachings to contemporary global challenges, including peace building, sustainability, ethical living, and inner harmony. May I respectfully invite Most Venerable Phra Anil Sakya Thero to conduct the Dhamma sermon.
Venerable member of the Sangha, Your Excellencies, distinguished ambassadors and diplomats, honorable guests, friends of Dhamma from Sri Lanka and Nepal, as well as Thailand, and ladies and gentlemen. Today, under the sacred light of Vesak, we gather not merely to commemorate a historical event, but to awaken ourselves to a timeless truth. Vesak is not only a remembrance of the birth, awakening, and Mahaparinibbana of the Buddha, It is also a reminder that humanity can transcend ignorance through wisdom and overcome suffering through compassion. This year's theme, which the organizers have set, illuminating wisdom and compassion for a peaceful world, which is really deeply meaningful in our contemporary age. We live in a world of extraordinary technological advancement, yet profound spiritual unrest. Humanity has conquered outer space, but struggled to govern inner space. We can communicate instantly across continents, yet often fail to understand the suffering of those nearest to us. The modern world faces many crises simultaneously: wars and violence, environmental destructions, social divisions, economic inequality, mental anxiety, loneliness, and erosion of ethical values. Though these problems appear political, economic, or environmental, on the surface, Buddhism teaches us that their roots lie much deeper in the human mind itself. The Buddha declared in the Dhammapada, mind precedes all phenomena, mind is their chief, they are mind-made, mano pubbangama dhamma, etc. If the mind is filled with greed, hatred, and delusion, societies become violent, exploitative, and divided. But if the mind is cultivated with wisdom, compassion, and mindfulness, peace naturally emerges. First within individuals, then within communities, and of course, ultimately among nations. Therefore, true peace building does not begin at negotiation tables alone. It begins in the transformation of consciousness. It is also profoundly meaningful to reflect that in Nepal, the sacred Vesak celebration is often known as Buddha Jayanti, literally the celebration of the Buddha's birth. This expression carries a unique and beautiful significance, especially because Nepal is the blessed land where Prince Siddhartha Gautama was born in Lumbini. It is therefore natural that Nepalese Buddhist culture places special emphasis upon the nativity of the Buddha, the appearance of the great being who would illuminate the world with wisdom and compassion. Yet, Buddha Jayanti signifies far more than a historical birthday. It also symbolizes the spiritual awakening of Prince Siddhartha, who transcended ignorance, conquered suffering, and became the Buddha, the awakened one. Thus, the celebration is not merely about the birth of a person, but about the birth of enlightenment within human consciousness. Moreover, Mahaparinibbana of the Buddha carries another profound meaning. While it marks the passing away of the physical body of the Buddha, it simultaneously signifies the enduring birth of Buddhism itself. For after the Buddha's final passing, the Dhamma and Vinaya became the guiding teacher of humanity. The Buddha's physical presence ceased, yet his wisdom began to radiate across nations, cultures, and generations. In this sense, Vesak, or Buddha Jayanti, commemorates three interconnected births: the birth of the Prince Siddhartha in Lumbini, the birth of the Buddha through enlightenment, and the birth of the Buddha's dispensation in the world for the welfare and liberation of all beings. In Buddhism, wisdom, or panya, is not mere intellectual knowledge. It is profound understanding of reality as it truly is. Etymologically, the term panya, or prajna in Sanskrit, derives from pa and nya, which means to know comprehensively or to understand from all perspectives. The Buddha discovered that suffering arises when human beings cling to illusion. The illusion of permanence, the illusion of separateness, an illusion that happiness can be achieved through endless consumption and domination. Modern civilization often encourages precisely these illusions. Nations compete endlessly for power. Economies are driven by limitless desire. Individuals are thought to define themselves by possessions, status, and external success. Yet, despite unprecedented material abundance, anxiety and dissatisfaction continue to grow. Why? Because external progress alone cannot heal internal emptiness. The Buddha compared craving to drinking salt water. The more one drinks, the more thirsty one becomes. Today, humanity urgently needs a civilization guided not only by intelligence, but by wisdom. Wisdom teaches interdependence. Nothing exists interdependently. Our lives are interconnected with one another, with nature and with future generations. When this understanding deepens, exploitation becomes morally impossible. A wise person does not ask merely, what can I gain? But rather, what consequences will my actions create for others and for the world? This is why Buddhist wisdom is profoundly relevant to global peace building. Violence often begins with the illusion of us versus them. But wisdom dissolves these artificial boundaries. When we truly understand interdependence, compassion naturally arises. The Buddha's enlightenment did not lead him away from the world. It led him back to the world with boundless compassion. For 45 years, the Buddha walked from village to village, teaching not for personal gain, but for the welfare and happiness of many. Bahujana hitaya, bahujana sukhaya. And with compassion, lokanukampaya. It completes a threefold motivational structure here. Ethical, that is welfare. Experiential, that is happiness. And affective, that is empathetic compassion. Lokanukampaya isn't cold compassion. Isn't cold empathy. It is about feeling with others and responding to the world's pain. You can hear three motivations here: doing good, creating happiness, and turning into others' suffering. Compassion, karuna, is not a pity. It is the courageous willingness to feel and respond to the suffering of others. The term compassion is often subject to popular reinterpretation. Yet, its classical etymological sense provides important conceptual clarity. Derived from the Latin cum, which is a prefix, means with or together, and patio, which basically means suffering, to suffer or endure. Therefore, compassion literally signifies to suffer with another. This linguistic grounding is instructive for Buddhist comparative reflection, as it closely parallels the sense of anukampa, that is a loka anukampa, anukampa in Pali, which conveys a responsive, effectively resonant form of empathy and atonement to the suffering of others that moves with their conditions. In this way, both traditions converge on a vision of compassion, not an abstract sentiment, but as embodied relational awareness rooted in the shared vulnerability of the sentient existence. In our age, compassion is urgently needed. We see refugees displaced by war, children suffering from poverty, communities divided by hatred and prejudice, people overwhelmed by depression, loneliness, and fear. Despite digital connectivity, many people feel emotionally disconnected. Modern life often cultivates competition more than kindness. If nations respond to fear with aggression, conflict multiplies. If society responds to division with intolerance, polarization deepens. If individuals respond to suffering with selfishness, humanity loses its moral foundation. Compassion is therefore not weakness, it is moral courage. To practice compassion today means to listen deeply, to protect human dignity, to care for vulnerable, to reject violence, and to cultivate empathy even towards those with whom we disagree. In Buddhism, loving kindness, metta, extend beyond nationality, race, religion, or ideology. The Buddha encouraged us to radiate boundless goodwill to all beings as a mother protects her only child. Imagine what our world would become if political discourses, educations, economics, and international relations were guided by this spirit. One of the greatest global challenges today is the ecological crisis. Climate change, deforestation, pollution, species extinctions, and environmental degradation threaten the future of humanity itself. The environmental crisis is not merely a technological problem. It is fundamentally an ethical and spiritual problem. The Buddha taught moderation, mindfulness, and reverence for life. Buddhism does not view nature as something separate from humanity, to be exploited without limit. Rather, nature is a part of the interconnected web of existence. When greed becomes institutionalized, the earth suffers. The Buddha praised simplicity and contentment, santuti. He taught that true happiness does not come from excessive consumption, but from inner peace. Modern economies often encourages endless desire, yet the planet's resources are finite. Humanity cannot achieve sustainability while cultivating limitless greed. Therefore, Buddhist ethics can contribute greatly to environmental consciousness. Mindfulness teaches responsible consumption. Compassion encourages protection of living beings. Wisdom reminds us that harming nature ultimately means harming ourselves. A sustainable world requires not only new technologies, but also a new consciousness. The Buddha once said, contentment is the greatest wealth. Santuti paramang dhanam. This teaching may be one of the most important ecological principles for the 21st century. Another challenge facing the modern world is ethical confusion. Technological advancement has outpaced moral development. Artificial intelligence, social media, biotechnology, and global communication possess immense power, yet without ethical guidance, power can become destructive. Pope Leo XIV recently emphasized that artificial intelligence must always remain under the guidance of human wisdom and moral responsibility. He warned that although AI may process information at extraordinary speed, it cannot replace conscience, compassion, and genuine human understanding. He further called upon the world to ensure that technology serves human dignity, peace, and the common good rather than greed, manipulation, or destructions. His message reminds us that in an age of advancing technology, humanity still requires wisdom to illuminate the right path. The Buddha emphasized that morality, or sila, is the indispensable foundation of healthy society. The 5 precepts the Venerable monk just chanted earlier remain profoundly relevant today. To refrain from violence, from stealing, from sensual misconduct, which is the foundation of human rights, from false speech and from intoxication that clouds the mind. These are not merely religious practice. They are principles for civilized coexistence. Imagine a world where truthfulness governed public discourse, where greed did not dominate economies, where human dignity was respected, where mindfulness replaced impulsiveness. Ethical living creates trust. Trust creates harmony. Harmony creates peace. In Buddhism, morality is not based on a fear of punishment, but on understanding consequences. Every action leaves an imprint upon ourselves and the world. The Buddha taught karma, not as fatalism, but as moral responsibility. Today, humanity possesses immense collective power. Therefore, humanity also bears immense collective responsibility. Distinguished guests, honorable ambassadors, the world often searches for peace externally while neglecting the inner cause of conflict. The Buddha taught that untrained mind is like a restless monkey, constantly grasping, fearing, comparing, and reacting. Such minds create restless societies. Meditation and mindfulness are therefore not escapes from reality. They are training for wiser engagement with reality. Mindfulness enables us to respond rather than react. It transforms anger from understanding, fear from clarity, and confusion into balance. In recent years, mindfulness practices inspired by Buddhism have spread across the world in education, healthcare, psychology, and conflict resolution. This demonstrates that ancient wisdom remains deeply relevant to modern humanity. Yet, mindfulness must not be reduced merely to a technique for productivity or stress reduction. In Buddhism, mindfulness must be united with the ethics and compassion. True mindfulness awakens responsibility towards all life. The peace the Buddha offered was not merely political peace or temporary tranquility. It was liberation from the roots of suffering themselves. Today, Vesak is celebrated internationally not only by Buddhists, but also by many who recognize the universal value of the Buddha's teaching. It is profoundly meaningful that Nepal, the birthplace of the Buddha, and Sri Lanka, one of the great custodians of Theravada Buddhist heritage, jointly celebrate these occasions. I hope that next year we might have a collaboration of more ambassadors who is based on the Buddhist cultures like Burma and so on. This partnership symbolizes something deeply beautiful, that wisdom transcends borders, compassion transcends cultures, and peace requires global solidarity like this one. The Buddha belonged to no single nation. His message belonged to humanity. Of course, his body may be a Nepalese, but his wisdom is of the global heritage. In a fragmented world, Vesak reminds us our shared humanity and shared destiny. The light of Vesak is not merely the light of candles and lanterns. It is a light of awakening. A single lamp can illuminate a dark room. Likewise, a single compassionate action can eliminate despair. A single wise decision can prevent conflict. A single mindful person can positively influence an entire community. Therefore, each of us carries responsibility. Peace is not created only by governments or institutions. Peace begins in human hearts. As the Buddha taught, Better than conquering 1,000 men in battle is conquering oneself. On this sacred International Day of Vesak occasion, may we renew our commitment to cultivate wisdom instead of ignorance, compassion instead of hatred, contentment instead of greed, mindfulness instead of heedlessness, and ethical responsibility instead of selfishness. The world does not need merely more information, it needs more awakening. The world does not suffer from lack of power alone, it suffers from lack of compassion. May the teaching of the Buddha continue to guide humanity towards reconciliation, sustainability, dignity, and peace. May all beings be free from suffering. May all nations live in harmony. May wisdom and compassion illuminate our world. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Thero, for sharing those profound reflections and teachings. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now experience a special presentation titled Healing Music for Peaceful Mind by Mr. Aman Shahi, a Nepali singing bowl healer, musician, and sound therapy practitioner. This unique session uses the soothing resonance of traditional singing bowls to promote relaxation, mindfulness, and inner balance. Please enjoy this meditative musical experience.
Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa
Thank you, Mr. Shahi, for that meditative musical experience. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we shall now commence a guided meditation session aimed at promoting mindfulness, inner peace, and spiritual reflection. This session will be conducted by Most Venerable Phra Ajahn Kewali Thero, Abbot of Wat PhraChetuphon. May I kindly request everyone to remain seated comfortably and observe silence during the meditation session.
I'd like to ask permission from the most venerable elders gathered here and extend my greetings to all the faithful and distinct guests, the ambassadors of Nepal and Sri Lanka, and take this opportunity to first say a few words about meditation in our Buddhist way, following the Lord Buddha in his instruction and his experience of peace. And in connection with what we have heard in the speeches and the Dhamma teachings already, it is very important that we internalize for ourselves that this peace is not the peace of the Buddha, it's the peace of everybody, and we can gradually develop it in our own hearts. And I say hearts because many times we are so much up in the head and think. And one of the art of meditation is to allay the thinking mind and come to a full experience of whatever arises and ceases while we are watching. And the spiritual music with the beautiful gongs and bells have already sharpened our awareness to be able to really feel what is happening with ourselves while we're sitting and meditating. It's just like a minute ago we were trying to listen 100% fully, being there, listening to the sounds arising and the sounds fading away. And sometimes we might have heard sounds that are just about to arise and then fully become aware, oh yes, this is a sound of such and such nature. So it's a very, very beautiful way of introducing meditation, just to simply let things arise and not think about them, but simply experience them. And I believe many of us have some experience in resting in a peaceful mind. In whatever spiritual tradition we experience this peace, may we be able to access it in our life, in various places, in various situations. And then be ready for whatever comes and displays its nature to ourselves, and then to be fully able to listen to that, just like we listened to the gongs just now. So the meditation that most of us as Buddhists do is the breathing meditation, to be fully aware of the in and out breath, just as it happens. And the Lord Buddha was awakened after having practiced many hours, days, weeks of meditation, and the awakening to whatever arises and whatever ceases is the quality, what we call the Buddha quality, the knowing quality. So when we watch, experience and feel our breathing, then we rest in this awareness and awaken to the subtleties of what is happening while we're simply breathing. There's no need to follow anything other than the experience of the breath. We just let the breath happen, and we can close our eyes if we wish to. Sometimes this helps, just like when I was listening to the beautiful sounds just now. I was closing my eyes in order to fully hear. And similarly, when we try to fully experience the breath, we don't want to look around, we don't want to observe what is happening outside. We turn inwards, and we can say the breathing is something that happens by itself naturally. We don't have to manipulate it at all. We just put ourselves in a position of fully letting the breathing happening. And we sit usually very upright but relaxed. We see the beautiful Buddha image, and the Buddha was sitting at his awakening under the tree, the Bodhi tree, which we know is a symbol of this nature that the Buddha was connecting to while he was meditating. And this Buddha image here in this Uposatha hall is one who is actually in the classic meditation posture, sitting cross-legged and putting his hands on his lap, one hand over the other, the shoulders relaxed, and the whole body sitting upright. So we're welcome to do this without crossing our legs, and in fact, this is very good to be able to do meditation, not only sitting formally in the yogi posture, but also sitting on a chair, in a bench, or even walking and standing and lying down. We try to be at peace with what is happening naturally while we rest in one posture for now. We just find a comfortable posture, sitting on the chair or on the floor, trying to be fully balanced. And this is one of the first things that we need to feel. Are we actually relaxing? Are we letting our body just simply rest, upright and without obstructions, without any tension? And this already is part of the meditation, just to simply feel the body. Are we balanced? Are we letting tensions just simply cease? Are we sitting upright so that our breathing can happen freely? Sometimes we need to make a little conscious effort to lean to the left or to the right in order to find the middle of our physical sitting right now. And we then maybe focus a little bit on our abdomen, our belly. It is very important that the belly can very easily move. The breathing is a whole body experience, and it's very important that the belly and the lungs can easily take in air and let it out again. So let's make sure that we're sitting in a comfortable position. And we then gradually put our awareness on the breathing as it happens. We can close our eyes, feel in a safe, steady posture, and direct our awareness to the process of breathing. As the breath comes in through the nose, it feels like it is moving downwards to the belly and then takes a turn, going upwards out of the nose again. It is very important that we don't change anything, we just simply let the breathing happen. We are at peace with the breath as it comes in and goes out. Simply this with the body in a well-balanced, stable posture. We let the breathing happen. Simply breathing in, we know that we're breathing in, watching all the way till the turning point when the breath moves out. It happens naturally without any purpose, any need for steering. We just sit in the observer position. Just watch how the breathing takes place naturally by itself. We're the watchers. We're the people that simply let nature in our body take place. The rhythm of the breath we follow without any comments, just simply breathing. A slight check. Are we relaxed? Is our belly at ease? Are our lungs at ease? We just breathe. It's the beauty of the Buddha's awakening is that he awoke to nature as it is, natural breathing, without any volitional activities, no tweaking, no changing. We just simply accept every breath as it comes in and goes out. And I will, for a moment, not speak. We just listen to the breathing. We just experience the breathing. Whatever happens outside, whether there's other sounds or whether there is anything that possibly itches or makes us want to move the body, we just simply gently recognize that this is happening and go back to our anchor of mindfulness, the breath. Sounds that we may hear are simply sounds. They arise and cease. We place our attention, our awareness, our experience fully on the breathing. And I will refrain from speaking for 5 minutes and would invite everybody to very gently observe the in and outflow of the breath in the most natural way, without any way of changing, simply appreciating the experience of breathing. Breathing, there may be sounds, there may be sensations. Whenever something arises, we simply let it arise and go back to the breathing, just resting in the breathing. There is no right or wrong, there is no aim, we simply are present. If there are things that quickly appear, they also quickly cease. There is a bodily feeling, if we have to swallow or if we have a certain itch, we simply take care and then go fully back to the breathing, letting the breath happen. We stay completely in the present moment while sitting in the back seat, watching the breathing take care of itself. We try to not wander away into thoughts about the past or the future, but we come back to the peace of the present moment. There's a certain feeling of wholeness we can experience when we're fully present. Just like when we listen to the gongs, the whole sound was there for us. right now, just the whole feeling of what the breathing is doing by itself, for itself, in itself, just fills our awareness. We just let it be, and be in the present. Let it unfold its way, and we don't need to change, we don't need to say anything to ourselves. There is no right or wrong, we just let everything be at peace, and the breath takes care of itself. I'll stop speaking again. Let us all experience the feeling of fully being in the present moment. While the breathing is happening, all there is the whole sense of the breathing going through our body. The whole body feels like it's just breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. No need to think. If there is a thought that arises, we go back to the experience of letting the breath happen, being at peace with the breath as it is, being naturally a friend of the process of breathing and enjoying it while the breath is fully presenting its power. We experience the power of being at peace with this beautiful natural rhythm that occurs without anybody doing anything, anybody changing anything. It's just simply there as the nature of peace when we don't act, don't think, don't doubt, just simply be present. I'll have another short break and wish that we all can experience the power of the breathing as it happens naturally. We experience the whole process of the breathing, the whole nature of the breath. We can just simply be with the breath, in the breath, fully be the breath through the whole process and enjoy just feeling contentment and a sense of ease can sense that there is huge amount of power in being present. It's like zooming into this process that is already there. It's like feeling the whole breath expand throughout our experience. We can simply feel good about the breathing, about letting things naturally flow in and out. This is good. It just flows and takes its own path. We just follow and dive into the experience. It's beautiful, it's good. We can sense this in our chest when we feel the breathing, sense of satisfaction, sense of contentment, a sense of being at ease, being at peace with this process. Can sense this all through the whole length of the breath. And at the turning points, it's even more fascinating. It turns without doing anything. It just turns from in to out, from out to in. You can feel the tremendous power of being at ease, resting in the process of breathing. Any minor little things that come up in the mind, we just forget and go back to the breathing, go back into the power of the breath in the present moment. It's as if we had a special energy that we can put into the breath, the energy of mindfulness, of attentiveness, of clearly being with. And this energy feels good, it feels happy, relaxed, and at ease. I would like you to experiment a little bit with consciously bringing up a feeling of appreciation and gratitude, a sense of wholesome experience into the rhythm of the breath. While we're breathing, the breathing takes place naturally and our energy resolves through something miraculously good, the power of peace in ourselves, the power of being able to put things down and rest. I'd like to invite you to put the attention on the solar plexus, which is like the field beneath the lungs, above the stomach. It's as if there was a steady tide of breathing coming in and going out, just simply there. Going to the center of energy in our chest, focuses and bundles the feeling of goodness arising while we're breathing. The world is turning, the breath is moving in and out, but we have this powerhouse of awareness, powerhouse of goodness in the middle of our chest, and we can consciously dedicate this goodness to ourselves. Let the whole body feel good and feel fully immersed in wholesome feelings, wholesome experiences, a wholesome seeing of the breath, of the rhythm of breathing, of nature. The Buddha many times, just like so many teachers in all traditions, in all religions, teach about human goodness. We can rest in this peace and feel it fully in our chest, in the base of our heart. Then we'll just simply be happy and at ease. Whatever happens in the background, whether there's a noise, whether there's an itch, just rely on this feeling of wholesome goodness in our own heart. The Lord Buddha called this loving kindness, metta, compassion, sympathy, gratitude, joy. And for us it's so important to have that power of goodness which rests in the mere process of having mindfulness towards our own nature, to have that power of goodness present. And I'd like you to dwell on a feeling of feeling fully appreciating and having loving kindness, sympathy, joy, appreciation, metta for ourselves. Just for now, we just simply feel our own goodness, positive energy as the breath flows in and out without any obstruction. We feel it in our chest, in our heart area, and flood our whole body with feelings of appreciation, loving kindness, wishing to ourselves, may we be fully happy with every breathing as it happens, every breath as it flows. Resting in the peace of the present moment. Again, I will not say anything for a few minutes for us to be moving the power of observing into the power of goodness, the power of happiness that comes solely from our inner strengths, the inner strength of being there and present and completely appreciating the experience as it happens. And it doesn't take much of a shift to direct it to a positive, wholesome feeling towards ourselves, our whole life, our whole body, our whole mind, our heart. Let's just bathe in this feeling of goodness at the chest while the breathing is happening normally, naturally. Let's just dwell in loving kindness for our own life, for our own life force, for our own heart and body. And keep breathing, but have this stronghold of goodness right tangibly in your heart. We remember that the Lord Buddha is smiling while he is meditating. You can see in the beautiful Buddha image in the monastery that we're practicing in now, it has a smile on its face. It's not about pushing or pursuing something, it's about relaxing It's about goodness and friendliness. So while we still have our eyes closed, just a little smile. Thailand, the land of smiles. All over Asia, let's smile and keep that awareness of our powerhouse of goodness right in our heart. And it doesn't take much for this goodness to spill over, flow out. We're in a very, very powerful place here. There have been hundreds of people, thousands of people practicing goodness in a place like Wat Po, in this Uposatha hall. It's been blessed by so many people. It's been blessed by religious and worldly leaders who wish the best for humankind. If all these people could contribute to our goodness, to our good experience right now, what a power this would be. So let's imagine this power in the middle of our heart and send it with a big smile towards relatives and friends, mother and father, our spiritual teachers, any guide that has benefited us, a helping friend. Let's keep in touch with our heart and extend our loving kindness towards people that come and visit this monastery, people that are fascinated by the beauty of the Buddha sitting there, even if it's just an image, the beauty of his smile, the atmosphere of the place, even if there are sounds, even if there is heat and cool, we still feel completely at ease, happy and peaceful. And now for the last part of our guided meditation, I would like you all to first fully experience the goodness, the power of peace, the mindfulness of goodness that we can develop and feel in our heart, and flood our own body with it, literally as if you had a super power permeating through every part of the body. And then send it out to your family, mother, father, people that you like, appreciate, feel grateful for. Send it, and then send it to the rickshaw driver, the noodle shop vendor, the garbage man, garbage woman. Send it to all the people on the streets. Send it to the people in the traffic jam. May they have similar power of goodness in their heart and be able to rest exactly in this place of human goodness that we are now experiencing. Then gradually we send it towards people that we don't even know. We can send it to other countries, facing to the east like the Buddha image, all over to the Pacific, facing to the west, maybe to some odd countries like Germany, facing to the north, up to China, and down maybe to Indonesia, and all the way Australia, and all directions. And we rest in this, still feeling the natural beauty of the breath, taking care of our hearts while we're not doing anything else than emanating goodness. This is what the Buddha called the Brahma Viharas, the divine abidings. So we feel this divinity in our heart and send our goodness in all directions, above to the heavenly realms, and below to the lower realms where there's a lot of suffering, and all around us without any sense of limitation. So I'll stop talking again for a few minutes and we try to experience ourselves as a radiant spot of good energy for the whole world, for other beings, just like as for ourselves. So we open our eyes gradually with a big smile, hopefully. And I apologize if this was just an ad hoc presentation. We need to do these things frequently and get more and more experience with this, because it really does count on every person to make this world to become a more peaceful place. And as you notice, the instructions, they're not bound up with any particular religion. Whether you are even atheist, you can still practice loving kindness, practice to be balanced, practice to have a smile, practice to be grateful, love mother and father. Once I was in a plane going back to Germany, and I sat beside two Filipino friends, or people that I didn't know, strangers, and they were on the trip to go to the pilgrimage of Santiago de Compostela in Spain, the Jacob's pilgrimage, and they were Jesuit, Catholic, and they were delighted to see a Buddhist monk. And we were exchanging a little bit of kind of like our experiences, and it was all very, very appreciative of each other, because people on a pilgrimage, they are uplifted by higher values and loving kindness, a sense of peace, and I can really resonate with that. And I asked the Filipino priests to bless my rosary, where I do my meditation with. I do Buddho, and they might do Yesu, I don't know. Or in the breathing, you can do Buddho as we remember the Lord Buddha, or you can do Jesus. It's all really up to yourself. And then I asked, how would you summarize Christianity in one sentence? And I myself have been a Christian before. I was surprised about the answer. The answer was, love your mother and your father. I thought that was excellent. And you see this in our Buddhist tradition as much as in so many other traditions, that we have to get away from this being self-centered. We are the first person here in this universe, and we'll be the last one. But to share and have gratitude and have a heart that's open and being appreciative of other people's goodness and being able to radiate our own goodness and our own sense of inner peace. So I wish you to carry this on, and when you're in the traffic jam, smile. And you're welcome to watch the breathing. It stays with us 24/7. So I'll end on a light note, and I wish that the awakening power of the Buddha, sitting out in nature, being completely immersed in the experience of the present moment, that this awakening power still is available for every one of us, bit by bit, more and more in this world, so we can contribute to a happy living on this planet Earth. I'd like to close these words. Thank you.
Thank you all for your participation. We will now present a short video showcasing Vesak celebrations observed across Buddhist countries in Asia, such as Sri Lanka, Nepal, India, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, reflecting the rich cultural traditions and shared spiritual heritage of the global Buddhist community. Excellencies and gentlemen, we now move to a special cultural segment of this evening's program called Bhakti Gita, or devotional Buddhist songs presented by the staff of the Sri Lanka Embassy and members of the Sri Lankan community in Thailand. These devotional songs express faith, gratitude, compassion, and reverence inspired by the teachings of Lord Buddha. For the benefit of all participants, a booklet containing the lyrics together with English and Thai interpretations of the devotional songs has been distributed, enabling everyone to better appreciate their spiritual meaning and message. Also, as we come towards the conclusion of today's program, we invite everyone to proceed to the front area outside the main entrance after this Bhakti Gita program, which has been beautifully decorated with the colorful Vesak lanterns and traditional Vesak decoration, symbolizing wisdom, peace, and enlightenment. Refreshments also prepared in the spirit of the traditional dansala, ready to be served near the same place. We thank you once again for joining us this evening and wish you all a peaceful and blessed Vesak. Thank you.
සනරාමර ලෝක ශිවංකර ලෝතුරු බුදු සමීරේ මාහද වැළවෙන මල් දෝතටගෙන පාද වඳිමි නිබඳේ පාද වඳිමි නිබඳේ දිවාකර ලෝතුරු බුදු සමීදේ සිත දුක වාවන බුදු බණ පදයක මිහිර දකිමි නිබඳේ මිහිර දකිමි නිබඳේ ධම්මාකර ගුණ මිනිසාගර ලෝතුරු බුදු සමීදේ සිත දුවදායක බුදු ගුණ ගීයක රසය විඳිමි නිබඳේ රසය විඳිමි නිබඳේ සනරාමර ලෝක ශිවංකර ලෝතුරු බුදු සමීදේ මාහද මැලෙන මල් දෝතටගෙන පාද වඳිමි නිබඳේ පාද වඳිමි නිබඳේ පිපිලා මුදිතා ජලසේ නංවා ප්‍රමාලෝතුරා माला हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी उपादान परिदेव वियगी अज्ञान अधुरे एल्पी प्रदीपे अंडवारु अंदल मंगल्य प्रीति हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी दानुभावेन सिद्धित पहन्वी नित्मल पिपीला मुदिता जलासे नंगा प्रभालो तुरा रश्मि माला हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी लीराव प्रतिराव नंगा वंदा प्रशंसा जय केतु केली दस तिंगराशीर काया सदारा हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी दानुभावेन सिद्धित पहन्वी मित्मल पिपीला मुदिता जलासे नंगा प्रभालो तुरा रश्मि माला हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी बुद्धानुभावेन सिद्धित पहन्वी मित्मल पिपीला मुदिता जलासे नंगा प्रभालो तुरा रश्मि माला हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी हिल दिरन जन जय तु जय मंगलानी සිටියානම් සමිඳුනි ඔබ පිළිසරණ පතා මම එමි බව දුරු කතර ගෙවා සහසක්දුම්නස් දුක්හිනි අතරේ දැවෙන මහද සිතිවිලිගිනි අඳුරේ සමිද ඔබේ පිළිරුව දුටු පමණින් නිවී නිවී යන අරුමයකිමලෝ දෙවුරම් වෙහෙලේ හිමි වැඩ සිටි සමයේ සිටියානම් සමිඳුනි ඔබ පිළිසරණ පතා මම එමි බව දුරු කතර ගෙවා හිමි දැක ගන්නට මානෙත කලපින් මද බව වැටහිනි එයින් හිමි අනුරුව අවියස සිට මවුන් වඩමි වෙත් බුදුන් දකින්නට දෙවුරම් වෙහෙරේ හිමි වැඩ සිටි සමයේ මා සිටියානම් සමිඳුනි ඔබ පිළිසරණ පතා මම එමි බවදුරු පතර ගෙවා පින් පව් වෙනවා අපි පසුපස්සේ සාදු සාදු වන්දනා මල් සුගන්ධේ දම් සුගන්ධේ සිල් සුලං රැල් පාවෙලා සම්බුදුන් සම්භාවනීය සාදු සාදු වන්දනා
මිහින් තලාවයි දහම් මමාවයි ශාන්ත අනුබුදු නාමයයි
කාට කාටත් මේ කියන්නේ ශාසනයේ ඉතිහාසයයි
මිහින් තලාවයි දහම් මමාවයි ශාන්ත අනුබුදු නාමයයි
කාට කාටත් මේ කියන්නේ ශාසනයේ ඉතිහාසයයි
මහාගල් මුල් කියන්නේ ඒ උතුම් අභිමානයයි
රත්නමාලී සෑරජුන්නේ දෙව් බමුන් පූජා ලබයි මේ මහාගල් මුල් කියන්නේ ඒ උතුම් අභිමානයයි මල් සුගන්ධේ දම් සුගන්ධේ සිල් සුලං රැල් පාවෙලා සම්බුදුන් සම්භාවනීයයි සාදු සාදු වන්දනා
රැල් නගා හෝගා ගලන්නේ ජාතියේ ජයපානයයි
සිංහලේ වික්මන් කියන්නේ මේ පොළොන්නරු දේශයයි රැල් නගා හෝගා ගලන්නේ ජාතියේ ජයපානයයි සිංහලේ වික්මන් කියන්නේ මේ පොළොන්නරු දේශයයි
පුලින් සිත්තම් මුනාදෝ මෙත් සිහිල් කරුණාගුණේ
දාගෙබයි මහමේඝයයි නිල්වන් ගුවන් ගෙනයාවුනේ ගල් පුලින් සිත්තම් මුනාදෝ මෙත් සිහිල් කරුණාගුණේ මල් සුගන්ධේ දම් සුගන්ධේ සිල් සුලං රැල් පාවෙලා සම්බුදුන් සම්භාවනීයයි සාදු සාදු වන්දනා
මහරජුන් තුන් සිංහලේ මෙහෙමයි එදා දස්කම් කළේ
ඒ උතුම් දහමින් ප්‍රමාණේ මස් පවා විස්කම් කළේ මහරජුන් තුන් සිංහලේ මෙහෙමයි එදා දස්කම් කළේ මේ උතුම් දහමින් ප්‍රමාණේ මස් පවා විස්කම් කළේ දීන වීරයි පූජනීයයි නෑනිමක් ගුණ ගායනයි සිව් මහා දෙවිඳුන් රකීවි මේ අපේ බුදු සාසනේ දීන වීරයි පූජනීයයි නෑනිමක් ගුණ ගායනයි සිව් මහා දෙවිඳුන් රකීවි මේ අපේ බුදු සාසනේ සිව් මහා දෙවිඳුන් රකීවි මේ අපේ බුදු සාසනේ සිව් මහා දෙවිඳුන් රකීවි මේ අපේ බුදු සාසනේ
As we come towards the conclusion of today's program, we invite everyone to proceed to the front area outside the main shrine, which has been beautifully decorated with colorful Vesak lanterns and traditional Vesak decorations, symbolizing wisdom, peace, and enlightenment. Light refreshments prepared in the spirit of the traditional dansala are ready to ready to be served near the same place outside the main shrine. We thank you once again for joining us this evening and wish you all a peaceful and blessed Vesak. Thank you.
Gates of Bodhidharma,
Blessed as rising lotus far up high, blessed as gentle rain first falls from sky. No sorrow, no fear, no blinds, no tears in the magic of the light.
just as a gift to everyone.